Welcome back, everybody, to the weekend show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. So that was up on Friday 0.52%, Nasdaq same thing 0.52%, S&P up 0.53%, and Russell going down 0.67%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top, leading the way: consumer defensive, financial, communication services, consumer cyclical, and then we have energy. Basic materials took a big hit, down 2.21% for the day. Stock market map, what do we have here? Stock market Tesla is up 2.46%. They do have earnings this week. Meta up 0.68%, Google up 0.76%, Apple up 2% nearly, Oracle down nearly 7%, Microsoft going up 0.39%, Nvidia up 0.78%. And now we need to talk about S&P 500. So I'm gonna make this quick, short, and simple. I don't want to talk about too many things and get you guys confused and all that. Only thing I know, I have warned people in my video previously before that big red candle that things are about to go down, at least in the short term. And this is exactly what we got, a big flash. Obviously, there was some catalyst from Trump regarding a tariff going back on China, and it's still on. But despite all that, market was able to hold this 50-day moving average, this red line, and key support right here, 654, 655. You can see this is where it came back before multiple times, and it did hold. And then a rally back up, I mean, all the way up to almost $670, and then came back down. Now, a lot of you guys will say, well, this is a bear flag, and you are right. Exactly, this is a bear flag, but nothing is confirmed whether market will go up from here or we're going to see a significant breakdown in next couple sessions. We do have FOMC, I believe, this week, and there's going to be rate cut. And hopefully it's not 25 basis points. I mean, that's not really doing much. So, where is the market going? We do have lots of big earnings, including Tesla this week. I don't want to show you guys the calendar here, but there is lots of earnings coming out this week. So with that being said, you can see it's struggling here at 665, multiple rejection there. So if we can gap over that come tomorrow, Monday, then it can definitely run up to 670 and maybe even a brand new all-time high and possibly even higher from here. Now, if things break down, all you want to watch this massive candle. We go under this candle and we start trading below that candle, which is 653-ish, then yes, market will likely to go down even more. If we come back up and maybe retest these highs or possibly even breaks out, then watch out for another run up, possibly to a brand new all-time high. So it's really simple, easy to read because of this candle. We take out low of this candle, bottom of this candle, and we go and make a new low this week. Market will come down more. If we stay within this range, then definitely there is going to be a lot of chop back and forth, and market is just not going to go anywhere. And another thing, that VIX is still elevated, so keep that in mind, that market is still not out of the woods. So it's really simple to read SPY ETF here. And triple Q was up 0.66%, and you can see this one did clear 600. So basically, it's trading over 601.36, the 20-day and the 5-day moving average, basically over all the moving averages. So technically, that is a bullish pattern. We have some good amount of volume on Friday. So if this thing continues, it can definitely come up and retest these highs right here, 608 to 609, and possibly will go on and retest previous all-time highs, top of this candle, 613.18, and from there, definitely trading into blue skies once again. If we take out bottom of this candle, especially 593, well, first of all, this support right here, 600, these moving averages and the key support, then watch out for 693 to 690. And then if we take out bottom of this candle, which is like 589 to 590, then definitely it's heading down to 584. And we saw that especially with this big candle that day after hour, it was trading at 584. So you can definitely get there at some point. Keep an eye on it. And I think if we trade within the range of this candle, just going back and forth, then pretty much, that's actually a good thing, if you know how to read the market. Because last few, sessions, that market was up. We were in this rally. Market was down. We were actually in that, move to the downside, back and forth. And even on Friday, I was live and we made money on not on here on Qs, but SPY definitely paid. And the Thursday session, Qs we also cashed in. So as long as there's good amount of volatility in the market, you can cash in a lot of money if you can catch the right move at the right time. And here's my X account. And if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And here's a fantastic trade that we took last week. And it only took, I was expecting this trade to pay us by next Friday. But boy, oh boy, was this a big trade this week. GDX, gold, we all know gold was running and still overbought by, far where other things are. Gold puts, well, GDX here in this case, strike 80, and then we added even more. That thing popped a little bit more. We added more puts, and fast forward, that was an awesome trade on GDX. It was down $6-7 on Friday. We took profit on that play, and this is how usually things are for past couple of weeks since I came back from vacation. So if you're really serious about trading and you want to do this full time, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon, guys. On Dow Jones, it was up just over 0.5%, and this one is not above the 20-day, which is at 463. So if it clears that, then it's heading up to 465 to even 470 right here, back up to all-time highs. If it comes back down and it takes out 460, comes down to 458, and possibly takes out bottom of this candle, which is at 454, then it's heading down, possibly down to 452 to even 449 to close this gap down here. So the regional banks are having a little bit of disruption, and we're seeing quite a bit of sell-off, especially when you look at KRE. That thing is getting hammered, and that's why you're seeing IWM was here at this trend line, and we're back down to that trend line again on Friday. It did bounce a little bit, but what we got as a candle, a doji indecision candle, a lot of chop. We basically went nowhere and down for the day 0.67%. So if we clear 245, it's going back up to all-time highs. If we does not, get over 245, then definitely we're not heading back up to all-time highs. Possibly this support will break at 240, this trend line and the support, and then watch out for bottom of this candle, which is right here at 237. If that gives up and the lower band right here, there is going to be significant downside right here on small caps. So VIX had a massive, massive VIX crush Friday. I mean, down about 18%. All the gains are gone. Massive bearish engulfing candle. And we did not hold over this box right here, which is at 22, which is telling us that, it might be the time where this thing cools off a little bit and comes down to like 18 or even below that. So we'll see how that goes come tomorrow morning, Monday. But this is something you cannot just ignore. Massive rejection, and this was actually pre-market. So when the market opened, it was up. I think still like $4 or $5, and then slowly into end of the day, it was just going down rapidly. So VIX here, 20 key support, and then 18. But if this thing remains over 20, then there is something going on. Definitely, you'll see a spike back up to 23.80, and possibly up to 26 to 28, just like we saw pre-market on Friday. Now, you guys saw that gold trade, but we need to talk about it a little bit here. You can see, I mean, we still did not close this gap right here. And this is a really nice setup when you see gold going outside. I mean, how often you see gold going outside the Bollinger Band? When we showed it, it was like 84ish, and when I saw it going up towards 85, added more. And you can see fast forward, I mean, there was a significant drop all the way down to 77. We did not close the gap, so I think at some point, I mean, with the volume we saw Friday, I think there is going to be some downside in the short term here on gold. So, unless this thing spikes back up and somehow this $85 range, in the short term, gold might just take back seat, and we might see a little bit of pullback here. So a lot of things, take into consideration this week when you're going to make some trades. Earnings, one thing, FOMC rate cuts, gold, dollar. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at the dollar. If this thing is rising, which is rising so far, you can see it's flagging again. We had that flag here, and now it's flagging again. We had a hammer candle on Friday. So if this thing rises back up to 100, that could put some pressure on various assets. So keep in mind, dollar definitely holding that breakout. It flagged and now it's flagging again, so it can possibly go higher from here. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.